Hey everybody, it's Sue. In this video, we're going to show you how to do a two-stage window installation on a 2023 Honda CRV. These are the 6th generation, so I'll show you all the tools as well as the step-by-step, so let's get right into it. Okay, we're going to prep the glass first, so I'm just going to spray some slip solution on here. Like all glass, I'm going to clean the top real well, usually the part that gets the dirtiest. Then we'll go ahead and clean the entire glass. And then go ahead and just squeegee that clean. That's clean. Now we're going to go to the outside, get a piece of film that will fit the whole glass, and get that cut out. Okay, so I've got my film. I'm going to put some slip on this vehicle. We're going to just get this film on top and make sure that we cover all of our edges. Once this is fully covered, and we've got everything covered, I'm just going to go ahead and lock this film in place. First thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to take off a lot of this extra. Just kind of gets in the way, so we want to clean this up. Okay, so we're going to use a marker here. I'm just going to place my finger against the edge here, and I'm just going to mark my line, which will show me where the edge is. Let's go ahead and do that on the bottom as well, and on this side as well. Now that I got my 3 lines, we can just roll the window down and cut our top edge. I'm going to roll my window down. I'm going to control my film on the bottom here as well. I don't want this to crease. So we're going to roll our window down, expose about 2-3 inches. We'll just trim some of this extra here, just to kind of clean up my workspace. Now that I'm here, we're going to go ahead and cut our top edge. Pull it away. And we can take this now to our glass and start trimming the sides. So I got my film on the glass here. I'm just going to trace these lines that I've marked by putting my ruler first on the mark itself, and then we're going to move 1/8 of an inch to the outside. This is going to make sure we have just a little bit extra so that we can go ahead and tuck this film in and have no visible light gap. We're going to go ahead and just repeat the same process on all sides. From here, we can just go ahead and take this back to the glass where we're going to shrink the bottom, and then we'll install. So I got my heat gun. I'm going to turn this on the highest setting as well as the hottest heat. And we're just go ahead and shrink fingers here. Fingers will pretty much appear as you start shrinking. One thing to note is when you start shrinking, you want to be careful because you are heating an area of the glass, but you're also really close to these rubber gaskets, and the last thing you want to do is burn those, so you do want to be mindful. I'm going to go ahead and just double snap shrink this. Just means I'm basically shrinking a second time just for insurance, making sure that it's nice and tight. Once I've got all that shrunk, I'm just going to go ahead and reposition my film lower. And now we're going to go into the install. Okay, so from here, I just got to clean it one more time. And this will be my final cleaning before we actually go into install. Now I want to point something out on these windows here. If you look near the A pillar, this is quite small, which is going to make the two-stage install definitely a little bit harder, but not impossible. Normally, I would want a little bit more length, which makes the two-staging a little bit simpler. So in this case, on this film, on this glass, I'm going to just use a little bit more slip because I know I'm going to have to maneuver a little bit more on that really short side. So we got our slip on. We're going to go to the outside and we're just going to pull our liner off. And we're going to pull about 80% of the way. As you can see here, I get a lot of, this is a really tall side. However, on the opposite side, I get a lot less film that I can pull down without taking the whole liner out. So I do have to manage that. Go ahead and get her slipping. And from here, we're going to walk it to the inside. I'm going to line myself up with my door just like so. Grab one edge. Go ahead and just reach down the glass. And I'm going to pull away from the glass. And now I can bring this inside. We're going to start with our long side over here first. We're just going to make sure that our film sits on the glass. Just like so. And from here, I can go ahead and just roll this into the gasket a little bit. And now I'll address and tuck the other side in as well. Now I don't have a lot of film that's holding on over here. I just got about an inch, which is fine. Go ahead and line up my top edge. Choose how much gap I want to have. I do want to have consistency by having a similar gap all the way across. Your top edge is the most crucial, as it is the one that your client will see the most. So we do want to manage that. Now, I always recommend starting with a soft squeegee because that gives me the ability to still make slight adjustments. Once I go with my Blue Max, I'm pretty much locking it in place and committing to where the film is placed. So now I'm going to go ahead and with my Blue Max. Because I know that my film still has a little bit of slip behind it, I'm still going to use my hand to kind of hold my film in place. As you can see here, my slip is quite soapy, meaning that it's still kind of shifting on me. That's fine. From here, we're going to use our easy reach, get right inside that corner, and get that water out of there. I like to clean my glass a little bit just so I can see better what I have. From here, we're going to just go ahead and roll our window all the way up. I have to now spray underneath. This is going to help me flush out anything that might have come behind this gasket. I got to also get this liner out. So the way you do that is you kind of get your fingers here to create a wedge so that the film does not roll past the point which you've already squeegeed. This is a two-stage, meaning that we're working one half and the other half. So we don't want to go back up here. So this is just a real gentle light pull. From here, I'm just going to put a little bit of slip on my film as well. We're going to start by actually tucking this far side. So I want this turn here to be inward, okay, not an outward turn, which you could potentially crease. So we just got to turn this to be an inward turn, which allows me to put that film flat on the glass here and just get it behind the gasket, and then I can just dress it out. From here, we're going to go to the other side and do the same thing. And once I've got both corners inside behind the gasket, I'm just going to create a small bubble so that I can get the majority of my film on the bottom touching the glass. Now I can just come back with my easy reach, and I'm going to hold it from a far away angle so that I have very little tension. I just want this as a wedge, and this allows me to slip that film behind in place. Once all that is in, all I got to do is now just come back, put a little slip on again, and just squeegee the rest of this water out from behind the film. Go ahead and use my easy reach once again. Squeegee my sides. Squeegee my bottom. And now I can come in, and this is going to be my final squeegee. We're going to now lock this in place permanently. One more time with the easy reach, just for insurance. Now on this glass, I may want to roll my window down just a little bit and make sure that I squeegee everything out. Go ahead and just clean my glass now. And I can come back to the outside, wipe my glass clean. I'm just looking for a few things, making sure I got no light gaps on either side and that there's no contamination. If that's the case, then this window is done. That's how you two-stage a 23 Honda CRV.